What Jesus really taught about love and compassion. Have you ever wondered, what if the greatest power in the world isn't money, influence, or even knowledge? What if it's simply love? Not the kind of love we see in movies. Not love that's based on feelings, but a love so powerful that it can forgive enemies, heal broken hearts, and change the course of history. More than 2,000 years ago, Jesus Christ shared a message that continues to inspire billions of people around the world. His teachings on love and compassion weren't just ideas, they were a completely different way of living. Today, let's explore what Jesus really taught about love, and why his words are just as relevant today as they were 2,000 years ago. When people asked Jesus, "Teacher, what is the greatest commandment?" they expected a complicated answer. Instead, Jesus gave one that was beautifully simple. He said, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind." Then he added, "And the second is like it, love your neighbor as yourself." According to Jesus, every other commandment rests on these two truths. Love God, love people. It sounds simple, but living it every day changes everything. One day, a religious expert wanted to test Jesus. He asked, "Who is my neighbor?" Instead of giving a definition, Jesus told a story. A man was traveling along a dangerous road when robbers attacked him. They stole everything he had. They beat him. Then they left him lying there, barely alive. Soon, a priest walked by. He saw the injured man and kept walking. Later, another religious leader passed by. He looked and also walked away. Finally, a Samaritan came. In those days, Samaritans and Jews were bitter enemies. Most people would never expect a Samaritan to help, but this man stopped. He cleaned the stranger's wounds, placed him on his own donkey, took him to an inn, and even paid for his care. Then Jesus asked, "Which of these was the true neighbor?" The answer was obvious: the one who showed mercy. Jesus wasn't teaching us to simply feel compassion. He was teaching us to act on it. Real love always moves. It sees pain. It stops. It helps. Perhaps the most challenging teaching Jesus ever gave came during the Sermon on the Mount. He said, "You have heard, love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I tell you, love your enemies. Pray for those who persecute you." Think about that for a moment. Anyone can love someone who loves them back. But loving someone who has hurt you, forgiving someone who betrayed you, praying for someone who speaks against you, that kind of love is extraordinary. Jesus wasn't saying that evil should be ignored. He was teaching that hatred only creates more hatred. Love has the power to break the cycle. Jesus didn't only teach love. He lived it. Where others saw outcasts, Jesus saw people worth saving. He touched those whom everyone else avoided. He healed the sick. He welcomed children. He ate with tax collectors. He forgave sinners. When everyone else saw failure, Jesus saw hope. Again and again, he showed that no one was beyond God's love. One unforgettable moment happened when a crowd dragged a woman before Jesus. She had been caught in sin. The crowd demanded justice. According to the law, she deserved punishment. Everyone waited to see what Jesus would do. Instead of immediately answering, Jesus quietly wrote on the ground. Then he stood and said, "Let any one of you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone." One by one, the stones fell. The crowd disappeared. Finally, only Jesus and the woman remained. He looked at her and said, "Neither do I condemn you. Go and leave your life of sin." Notice what Jesus did. He didn't approve of the wrongdoing, but he also didn't destroy the person. He combined truth with compassion. Perhaps the greatest example of Jesus' love came during his final hours. He was mocked, beaten, nailed to a cross. People insulted him. Some laughed. Others challenged him to save himself. Yet instead of calling down judgment, Jesus prayed, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." Imagine that. In unimaginable pain, He chose forgiveness. That single prayer has inspired millions to forgive those who seemed impossible to forgive. Jesus also taught that love isn't measured by grand speeches. It's revealed through everyday actions. A kind word, a helping hand, a forgiving heart, a meal shared with someone in need, a visit to someone who's lonely, listening without judging, giving without expecting anything in return. These ordinary acts become extraordinary when they're done with genuine love. The world today often encourages us to ask, "What can I get?" Jesus asked a different question. How can you serve? He showed this by washing his disciples' feet, a task usually reserved for servants. The Creator became a servant, because true greatness isn't found in being above others. It's found in lifting others up. Before his death, Jesus gave his followers one final command. "A new command I give you. Love one another. As I have loved you, so you must love one another. By this everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another." Notice what he didn't say. People wouldn't recognize his followers by their wealth, their popularity, or even their knowledge. They would recognize them by their love. So what did Jesus really teach about love and compassion? Love God completely. Love your neighbor generously. Love your enemies courageously. Forgive freely. Serve humbly. Show mercy. Help those in need. Treat every person with dignity because every person is loved by God. In a world filled with division, anger, and fear, Jesus offered a better way. A way built on compassion. A way built on forgiveness. A way built on unconditional love. And perhaps today, his message is more important than ever. If this message encouraged you, share it with someone who needs hope today. And remember, love isn't just something Jesus taught. It's something he lived. And it's something he invites each of us to live every single day.